What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna work on our Brixton again. Well, we're gonna work on a part of our Brixton. We're gonna work on the old exhaust. Well, the old exhaust, I mean the aftermarket exhaust. The one that made this channel for what it is, the loud exhaust. Because it's rusty and I don't want to ride a bike that is dirty and rusty. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna repaint it. I got some high temperature paint that I used on the exhaust pipe when I wrapped it, and I'm gonna install a silencer. Now there is a reason why I want to install a silencer, and I just want to get on with it. I just want to get it painted because it's cold outside. It's like 10 degrees outside and I just want to paint it because it's going to take a long time to cure. So first of all, let's dismantle the exhaust. We need to take off the bracket and take off the end piece to access the biggest problem of the exhaust. So let me get some tools and disassemble it. And yeah, taking the bracket off, a 13 mil, slide it out. For the end piece, you just need the Phillips head screwdriver. Come on, end piece. To take off the end piece, it can be a little bit tricky at first because it's really stuck on there. If you haven't taken it off already, it can be really stuck, but I found this method that helps. You take a hammer where the handle fits in nicely and you just wiggle it around until it's loose, and then you can take it off. So this is what the end piece look, and if you can see through it, maybe get it really up there. Yeah, there is a grit right there. And what happens when we take the silencer? It doesn't fit. If you put the end cap on it, it doesn't fit. So we're gonna have to take that out, and we need a special tool for that, and that is a elongated drill. Now if you want to buy a drill like this, it's a lot of money and I don't want to spend a lot of money. If you have a normal drill and a piece of rod, you can weld it on it, and it's pretty strong, but it's not that strong, and you have to get it as straight as possible. But we're just gonna drill out this grit. Make sure this goes right through it. Now this doesn't affect any performance. It's just a small grit. It doesn't really matter. Just get your elongated drill and a drill. And let's drill it out. And now we have a fully pass-through exhaust. This is the small piece I drilled out. And now the silencer will fit snugly. So that is part one. Now what we need to do now is make this fit into this. Now as you can see, it doesn't fit, but it fits just not enough to go through it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm first gonna sand it. I got some 150 sandpaper. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take the end piece and I'm gonna sand the inside of it, so I have all the paint off and maybe it will fit in. Okay, it is all nice and shiny in there. Now let's check it. And it still doesn't fit. But I have an idea that I'm gonna try out. I'm gonna try to heat this up until it fits. Now it's gonna be maybe enough, but I doubt it. So we are back. The dampener or the silencer is in there. It's pretty solid. It's basically one piece. I was gonna put in the bolt that came with it, but after seeing that I have to heat it up to 600 degrees and even hammering in the silencer, this is not gonna get loose. This is here to stay. So next up, what we need to do is sand the two parts and just put them together and paint them. I have 150 grit sandpaper, should be pretty easy, but I have some 500 grit sandpaper right here, so I can smooth it out if I have big enough scratches. Now comes the fun part of sanding it, making it ready for paint. I'm gonna see how quickly the paint comes off. If it comes off fairly easy, I'm gonna do the whole piece with no leftover old paint. As always with paint, if you do a good preparation of your piece, your paint will come out good. So take your time for this, and yeah. So the sanding is all done. It's all nice and pretty. The paint came off really easy with 150 grit sandpaper. It's pretty much an easy job. So what we're gonna do now is put the exhaust back together. We're gonna put the end piece back to the main piece and give it a sand with a 500 grit and then prep it some more for paint, degreasing it and painting it. So what we want to do is check where the holes line up the best. Line up one hole and check the others. If it doesn't line up, switch it. Line up this hole, yeah, almost. And yeah, this works best. Then take a soft hammer, put in the screws, and yeah, this is how the exhaust looks now. Bare metal, nice and pretty, no leftover paint. And yeah, ready to repaint it. It's the modded exhaust. Now the end piece looks like this. And yeah, I'm gonna go over it with some 500 grit sandpaper, so again get a even scratch marks. And yeah, and then just paint it. It's gonna look nice again. So this is how I decided to hang the exhaust. I got a big washer that doesn't fit through it. Got some steel wire, ran it through it, and as you can see on the top side, it doesn't touch anything that is going to be painted. I'm not concerned about the inner piece of this because yeah, that's gonna go black when the engine is running. Now as you can see, I'm not quite ready to paint. I still need to degrease it. What I'm also gonna do, I'm gonna heat up the piece and I'm gonna heat up my spray cans because it's really cold outside and I want the paint to be good and make good contact and don't mess it up, because this is an important piece. It's one of the main pieces you see on the bike, main pieces that people are gonna ask questions about, and I want it to be as perfect as it can be. And yeah, preparation with paint is always the most important thing. It's not how you paint it, it is how well you prep the part for painting. So a little recap: when you want to paint your own exhaust, sand it with 150 grit sandpaper. That's pretty easy. If you go higher, it's much more work and much more tedious, but 150 works pretty great. Degrease it. Make sure your paint is shaken up really good, that it's mixed correctly. Heat up the piece and then just paint it. So let's get into it. Make this piece pretty again for the bike, make the bike sound good. I don't know what it's gonna sound with the silencer in it, but I hope it's still rough. But yeah, the big explanation why I want to put in a silencer is gonna come in another video, because that is a whole video on its own. But yeah, it's a reamp of the old exhaust, the Megaphone exhaust. The link gonna be in the description down below if you want to buy this exhaust. I'm gonna link in the silencer as well. So yeah, let's get into it. prep the piece and paint it. So after 5 coats, this is what it looks like. All nice and black again. No rust spots. Nice and pretty again. Now the paint is still wet, so it's a little bit shiny, but when it cures, it's gonna be all matte black. Just like we did with the exhaust pipe. It's gonna be perfect again. And with the new silencer inside of it, it's gonna be a different sound, but hopefully more performance. So yeah, that was not a big job. It's now 5:30 and I started at 3 p.m. So 2.5 hours you can do this. Of course, I need to film and place the cameras everywhere, so it's gonna take a little bit more time. So when you are painting your exhaust, 2 hours should do it. Now, what I wanted to do is put it on the bike, do a sound check and see how the bike performs and everything. But as you can see, guys, it is pretty dark outside. It is winter time, so yeah, the sun goes down at 5:30. And yeah, it's just 5:30. I got a late start on this video, but yeah, that's the way it goes. It's colder, it's darker, and yeah. So I'm gonna post a sound check and a before and after picture of the exhaust. No, not a before and after. I'm gonna post a picture of when the exhaust was painted with the original paint, stripped down, and new paint in the sunlight. So follow me on Instagram if you want to see that. If I install the exhaust, I'm gonna do a small sound check also on my Instagram, so it's a good thing to follow me on Instagram if you want to see how this stuff goes on my channel. Just follow me on Instagram. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. If you're new here and you like motorcycles, you like making stuff on your own, subscribe to the channel for more videos. We're gonna post more videos every Monday. Also, there's gonna be a video about why I put a silencer in my loud exhaust. It's not what you think. It's not because the sound is too loud. It's a totally different reason, but I'm gonna explain that in that video, so be sure to subscribe for that too if you want to see that. And yeah, that's gonna be it. See you in the next one.